going on? Zach here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm happy to have you here today. The top 10, ranked top 10 from 10 to 1 HP Burn champions inside Raid Shadow Legends here in June 2022. HP Burn has really skyrocketed into one of the best ways to deal damage against bosses with the introduction of Doom Tower, what, a year and a half ago? Feels like it was just yesterday to me. I don't know. Either way, by the way, the hat I'm just noticing now has a little bit of green here. So it's like I can pull like the green screen, right? I can pull like an Eye of Sauron if I stick my hat correctly inside the portal here.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well.
Anyway, HP Burn is awesome, right? And there's a lot of great HP Burn champions in the game. So let's start off with a couple honorable mentions. You can easily make the case that these champions belong there. Now that I look at some of the names, I don't know. It's hard to leave Akoth the Seared off the list. Is he the second Doom Tower normal champion after Archmage Helmet, or is he after Ryan the Conjure? I think he's after Archmage. I think he's number 2. Either way, this dude is a beast, right? He's kind of underrated. He's a defense-based champion. People sometimes look at the 20% of placing HP Burn, they immediately scoff and they say, not for me. But it goes up for each enemy alive by 20%. So as long as there's 4 enemies alive, that's going to vault it to a 100% land rate, provided it's, not a force affinity or, not a resist, right? So 100% land rate against Hydra. There's more than four or more enemies, right? Against Spider, obviously, one of the best Spider 24, the best, in my opinion, Spider 24 burners out there in the game. So definitely a very, very good champion. And then on his A3, it attacks all enemies and then has a 75% chance of increasing the cooldowns of all skills by 2 turns on enemies under HP Burn debuffs. Pretty interesting A3. So overall, not a bad champion at all. Definitely wanted to give him an honorable mention along with Achak the Wenderin. So Achak the Wenderin, God bless you, is a very, very cool champion. Very cool. He has a kind of conditional HP burn or freeze depending if their attack or defense is higher on his A3. But really, this Twisted Hunger passive, I had to mention. How can you have an HP burn video and not mention this dude, right? Is it a dude or is it a... We've had this conversation before. Is it a he or a she? Oh man, I forgot. I think it's a dude. I mean, look at that face, right? What does...
Please, look at me.
I'm a man!
Is that even a face?
I don't wanna live, 'cause I know I'll be living in vain.
Anyway, sorry guys, I'm all over the place today. Heals all allies by 5% of max HP every time an enemy under HP burn gets a turn. That's really, really cool, man. You can make some magic happen, especially in like Spider 25 using that champion. All right, going into the main list here, guys. Coming in at number 10 is going to be Crypt King Graal. So I actually don't have Crypt King Graal. I really wish I did. I'm just missing him and Harvest Jack from Undead Horde. So you guys let me know if you own him, what you think of Crypt King. He's very fast, really good solid base stats across the board. On the A1, he's 100% chance of landing decreased attack if they're under HP burn, not bad. On his A2, an AoE with HP burn on a 3-turn cooldown. Splendid. On the A3, check this out, guys. An AoE attack places a freeze if they're under HP burn. Pretty cool, right? And then extends the duration of any HP burn debuffs by 2-3 turns. And that extension cannot be resisted. That is a very, very powerful and cool ability that, man, I wish I had. I wish I could play around with that ability. I love the synergy between him and another champion we'll talk about maybe towards the end of the video. I'm sure some of you guys can probably guess. So Crypt King comes in at number 10. At number 9, one of my personal favorites in the game, and it's Venus. So Venus is, she's a debuffer. I think of her primarily because of decreased defense and weaken, but she has a poison on the A1, and then she has a burn on 4-turn cooldown on the A3. Now, looking back, I would say maybe Crypt King 9, maybe Venus 10, and then you can make the case that maybe Achak Akoth the Seared should have been there, because when I look at it again, we have a 75-80% chance with the Sniper Mastery of placing HP burn on a 4-turn. I think that Akoth is probably a better, just pure burner, but Venus is definitely a way better champion overall. She's one of the better champions out there in the game. Some people think she got power crept. Not me, man. I'm still a huge Huge fan of Venus. Look at these base stats. Look at that speed. Look at that HP. She is so solid. Poison, burn. You put her with Cupidus, she can remove all buffs from all enemies. Awesome. Just really, really love this champion. So I did include her on the list. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think Venus is just S-tier champion out there in the game. All right, coming in at number 9 is going to be, we could have stayed right here. It's going to be, or excuse me, number 8 is Mordecai. So Mordecai, such a freaking cool champion, dude. This dude looks like scary. He looks, yeah, he doesn't look too good, but he looks like he's had better days here with his fists. Is he burnt? Is he a burn? I think he's a burn victim.
This is fine.
Because it makes sense. He's a great HP burn champion there, Ash. There you go, bro. You figured it out, bro. You cracked the code, man. So you don't get insight like this on just any YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. So we have decreased target's turn meter by 10%. That bumps all the way up from a 30 or 45 all the way to a 75% chance if they're under HP burn. And then we have a A2 ability 3-turn cooldown, a 100% chance when booked of decreasing turn meter of all enemies by 15, filling the turn meter of all allies by 15. A fantastic against Spider. And then on the Heavenly Flames A3 ability, we have 100% HP burn on all enemies for 2 turns and to increase attack on all allies for 3 turns. Very nice to have that on there as well. I mean, a fairly basic kit, but this guy's all about the burn as we identified by his bandages. That's kind of like, that hurts to even look at now that I put that together. Don't ask me why I just put it together now, a year after he was introduced to the game. I'm a little slow, as we all know. All right, coming in at number 7 is going to be one of my personal faves here, guys, and it's none other than Ignatius. Ignatius is a Magic Affinity Ogryn Tribe champion. He's defense-based. What makes his burn so unique? He has an AoE provoke as well. What makes his burn so unique is that it cannot be resisted. So this dude is an AoE 100% HP burn that just can't be resisted. I love it, right? I love it. You don't need to worry about accuracy. You don't need to worry about anything. He's the Ghostborn of HP burn. Granted, on a 5-turn cooldown is not anything to write home about, but still makes him unique. A big, robust defensive dude who can guarantee place the burn. Of course, you still need accuracy to land the provoke in his kit in the stun on his A1, but still nice to have that very unique ability in really one of the better defense-based nukers for my money inside the entire game. All right, coming in at number 6 is going to be another champion I don't have here. Helicath I'll have pretty soon in a couple days, but Tyrant, he's evaded me, man. Tyrant Ixlamor, I think is how you say it.
Tyrant Ixlamor.
I'm just going to call myself out here because I'm in a silly mood today, right? For 3 years now on the channel here, whenever I mention this dude's name, I just say Tyrant. I've never actually tackled the last name. Ixlamor.
Ixlamor.
I think that's a Ixlamor.
Ixlamor.
That's an I and that's an L.
Ixlamor.
Yeah, of course. Ixlamor. Tyrant Ixlamor. He has an HP burn on 3-turn cooldown, defense-based again, for 3 turns. So it lasts as long as the cooldown. That makes him incredibly good. One of the better burners out there in the game. Dare I say, maybe even a little bit too low coming in at number 6. I mean, what more do you want from a burner, right? He also has ally protect and increased defense. No big deal. Very, very, very good champion. All right, coming in at number 5 right here is going to be Drexstar Blood Twin. So Drexstar is a champion that I imagine most of you, if not all of you guys, have. You can purchase him in the bazaar. His fragments will take you a while, but eventually you'll get him. And if you already have him, I'd encourage you guys to purchase him anyway, because you can empower him, might as well, or use it for faction guardians. So I'm kind of buying some Drexstar Blood Twins myself every day, or every day I can remember to, just for again, to have him empowered eventually, in about 5 years, he'll be +4, right? But what it's really about is his Fiery Blood passive, guys. Has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns on the attacker when he's hit. Every time he's hit, his resistance is increased by 10 for each enemy under HP burn as well. Stacks up to 50. Fantastic champion because of this very, very unique passive. The only champion that's just placing HP burns every time he's attacked, which is tremendous. It allows him, as we mentioned, a defense-based champion, to solo a bunch of Doom Tower bosses out there in the game, just relying on his HP burn and his self-heal. So very, very good champion. one of my faves. Coming in at number 4 is going to be an epic champion at number 4. It's Geomancer. Geomancer, I mean, he's synonymous. His name is synonymous with burn in the game. Another new-ish addition to the game, added in the last, or about a year ago or so. An AoE decreased accuracy on his A1, not too bad. He's stealing all buffs if they're under HP burn on his A2. And then on the A3, we are fully depleting turn meter. We are filling this champion's turn meter equal to the amount they lose. And then we're placing that HP burn on a 3-turn cooldown and the weekend for 3 turns. Very, very good ability, and then it all comes together in this amazing passive. We have Stone Guard, decrease the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. Oh my god, 30% when it's him. I tell you what, man, this is one of the better passives in the game when it comes to not only damage dealt, obviously, on the reflect, but also the damage mitigation, which is tough to find in this game. And some of the most powerful passives in the game are ones like these that just mitigate all damage straight up that allies receive either from, you know, AoE attacks or any attacks. Norog, think champions like Duchess. Very, very good passive abilities. All right, let's go to number 3, and it's going to be none other than...
Please invite me to your party. I don't have any tickets. There are no tickets.
Nah. I'm gonna put... Yeah! Okay, I'll give it... Ninja!
Oh, motherfucker!
I said nah because I thought about swapping him between 3 and 2 because it just feels wrong to put Ninja at number 3. But he's not an AoE HP burner, right? He's much different. He is the king, the god of striking down bosses with HP burn because of his instant activation, okay? So, I mean, this Hail Burn ability is just absolutely insane. 3 times at random. Each hit has a 100% chance of placing an HP burn for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Also plays Perfect Veil on this champion. When used against bosses, it's instantly activating any HP burn, including HP burns placed by this skill. That just deals insane damage. One of the better champions out there really in the game. I don't want to spend too much time on Ninja because you guys hate me for it, those of you who started playing after Ninja was introduced to the game. But I mean, you could easily make the case he's number 1. I put him at number 3. He's a very unique champion to say the least. All right, coming in at number 2. Any guess here, guys? It's Tessia. So Tessia is an incredible champion, guys. She has a decreased defense 100% chance if they're under HP burn on her A1. On her A2, check out this Cunning Chaos ability, guys. It's insane. 3-turn cooldown when booked, 100% chance HP burn, 3 turns on the 3-turn cooldown. Then we have a stun debuff for 1 turn on targets with 50% turn meter or more. Decreased speed debuff for 3 turns on targets with 50% turn meter or less. I mean, that is absolutely just... It's sick. A sick ability, man. That's a lot of control and a 3-turn burn. I mean, on a 3-turn cooldown. Good God. And then Burning Regret, it just keeps getting better, guys. Attacks 1 enemy. Damage increases by 40% up to 400 for every active HP burn in the battle. Also has a 100% chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 15%. Decrease target's turn meter additional 15% for each active HP burn debuff in the battle. Ah! She is made for burn, man. Whenever an ally receives a freeze debuff, has a 50% chance of replacing it with HP burn for 2 turns. It cannot be blocked or removed. Whenever an ally or enemy under an HP burn debuff, this champion is immune to stun, sleep, freeze, fear, true fear, provoke, or petrification debuffs. Whew. Mouthful, but it's all about that burn synergy. That's why she comes in at number 2. And number 1 in the entire game, guys, is none other than Sissy a Flame Tongue. This champion is I mean, she just screams HP burn, does she not?
Hello, you cool cats and kittens.
A 3-time hitter in the A1. Each hit has a 15. Make it a 30% chance of increasing the duration of HP burn debuffs on the target by 1 turn. So we have HP burn extension on the A1. On the A2, an AoE with weaken and decreased defense if there are at least 2 enemies under HP burn. So she can debuff too. I use her as my spider debuffer and my biggest spider nuker on a 3-turn cooldown. I'll show you my Spider 25 team after this. It's a really fun team. A little bit dirty, pay to win, but I'll show you nonetheless. Then instantly activates any HP burn debuffs on each target and decreases the duration of those HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. So we have placing HP burn on our A3, grants an extra turn if the HP debuffs are placed, and then she comes back in with the A2 and boom, instant activation. So she can open up by placing the HP burns, granting an immediate extra turn, and then coming in and instantly activating them. It's a sight to behold, guys. Unbelievable. Increases champion speed by 3 and damage inflicted by 3 for each ally and enemy under an HP burn debuff. What a passive. Accuracy in all battles by 60. I'll take it. Unbelievable. Do you agree with me that she is the best HP burn champion inside the entire game? And who did I snub, do you guys think? Did I snub anybody on this list? Let's take a quick look at my Spider 25 team. It's pretty simple. We have champion number 1, champion number 2 on our list today. We have a couple Cold Tarts and a Yumeka. Yumeka is a really good champion, but you can replace her with Prince Kaimar on a team like this. Let's go ahead and watch it in action. This is my best Spider 25 team. The nice thing about Yumeka is you can use her. Sorry for this. I'm sorry, guys. Lately, I've been doing the... Look at that. You guys see that? Did you guys see her? I was too busy kind of scrolling. I'm sorry about that. You guys in the comments have been letting me have it. I have like this weird, bad habit of doing this, like zooming in and out. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Yumeka. Dude, she's incredible because she's deflecting back the poisons from the spiderlings onto whoever has the Hex debuff. Same thing with Yumeko and Bommel. She reflects all the bombs back to him. She's like a super easy. I just threw her in my team with Vogoth and that was it. It was over, you know? Anyway, did you guys see the team? Let me do it one more time. Talk to you about how it works, right? So we come in here. We lead off with the Hex on the Spider Mother. And then the stun, as we spoke about, and HP burn from Temisia. Then we get Heartseeker number 1, Heartseeker number 2. We get all those burns going off. Everybody's dead now. We reset the abilities. We're coming back in with 3 more burns. Flame Eruption, that's instant activation off of Sissy of Flame Tongue. We come back in here with 2 more Heartseekers. Heartseeker number 1, boom. Heartseeker number 2, boom. And then Burning Regret to end it off. There it is. Oh, come on. Temisia, this is your moment to shine. Anyway, guys, there it is. That's the power of, the number 1 and number 2 in the same team against Spider 25, guys. I hope you enjoyed this list. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.